Testing sound. Seems like we have sound. Okay, let me share this link on Discord. Today we just reached the raid boss for Conquest, though this is gonna be nice for those that have farming or not. You will have some of the resources needed to run the raid boss, so I don't think this event will be as good for too much time, so let's take our time to see raid. Okay, so it's not raid Shadow Legends, okay? We are live. Let me share this on SaGa Wiki as well. Really bad boost, Shido. You'll never stop that, huh? So 97.4%. I didn't try the raid boss yet. Was actually finishing my training here. Yes, I was finishing. So, okay. Have you tried the raid boss yet? Going right to the end of it. 5,000 gems for free in the end. I need those 5,000 gems to try to get the remaining characters. Let me run this one here. I didn't try yet. It's against Noel. Well, he's not weak to cold, but I can finish with this one. Cheetahs help killing the trainees. Yes, well, he's like the best raid character now. He deals enough damage and just kills the party so that you finish it faster. Okay, everything's set. Was not expecting to go live, but I thought, why not? Yes, I got Katarina. Only Katarina so far. Didn't get Rock, didn't get Mantruk, didn't get Matcha, didn't get Gustave. With more than 10 multi-pulls, the only thing I have to say is I got Katarina. I'm training her. And I was also training the delay attack with Joe. It's taking some time. Quite a lot of time, to be honest. I think I was also training my Silver to get a little more STR. She's healing for around 220 already? Maybe because I capped her. She does less damage than I thought, but the healing is not... Yeah, the damage is not that good. She only has 1 damage passive, I guess. 20%. That's like launch of the game. Her damage is just scales off if she hits 2 times. Besides that, no. But you cannot be that many things if you are not Polka, right? Polka can be a damage dealer, a tank, and a healer. She can only be a healer. She's not a protagonist, although some people think she is. She's not really a protagonist. I mean, not of this game, huh? Not this game. She's a protagonist from SaGa 3. Okay, that's the raid boss, the Squid. He looks translucent. Now the real protagonist from SaGa 3 has to be Monica, if I will choose. Actually, it's Sarah. For real, it's Sarah. But no one actually likes to play that much with her. Look on that. The boosters will end. Not enough time to start the Gacha event. But I did get some of these anniversary boosters from the premium package. They are nice because you purchase the weekly, monthly pack and you get this. 34 days to use. 5 times and 4 times. That's nice. This one is eternal. Doesn't have experience dates. 5 times attribute gain, so you can increase the status like a lot of ahead. But you have to pay for that. Reginald, welcome. Yeah, it's Sarah, right? Max Sheng, welcome. How are you, my friend? Thomas is my favorite character, followed by Ellen. I see, makes sense. People like Thomas because of his minigame. The 4 times one from the Conquest. Oh, yeah. So the other one is the one for on the premium pack. 4 times already pretty cool, but I am saving this because I was waiting for the raid boss or the newest event. And it seems like the newest event would be very nice to farm. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. I have no idea yet. Squids. It seems like by tomorrow morning we'll have all the points and finish the Conquest. Pretty sure about that. Let's make some squads about raid. Well, it's week 2 Slash, Pierce, and Shadow. You are good. Happy anniversary to everyone. Thank you for every one of us. It's been a while since you last came to the streams, right? I did a YOLO pool for Katarina and got both her and Gustavo in the same pool. That's insane. I never have this luck. I get a little depressed when people say these things because I want to be like that one day. I want to be lucky. Who doesn't want to be lucky? Well. Premium pack is 5 times for 12 hours. Very nice. I'm probably gonna use it when we have a one wave only event. Good morning, God's Lion. How are you? Mr. Sun, welcome. I've been having fun on this Conquest using critical weapons. Oh, you are. I still have not made my critical weapon video. Need to make... I have the script, but I didn't have enough time. There were too many things to release. When it's anniversary, there's just too many content, right? We need to talk more about that because not everyone knows how they work, actually. So... let's test some people that can carry a whole team. Like, how much damage do Albert does in this? We'll see. I'm gonna try 2 characters at first, instead of just 1, and see how well they fare. It's nice to finish Conquest before the next event for once. Indeed. Right on time. I will use it Silver... This enemy is not weak to blunt. It's Slash, Pierce, and Shadow, right? Welcome, Sin. Every time I look on the formations I got, Tortoise Shell, it's a boss exclusive formation. Should not use for anything else. This Silver does a little more damage, no? I think she has more damage passives. 20. $35. This UDX, the Global Axe has 35 damage passives. The UDX I think it has lower than that. Let me see here. Silver. And it's probably some criteria here. Oh, this is the Global X. 40%. 60%. Yes, we have higher. So maybe I'll bring the Global Axe with Vandalize. The Axe will be more defensive, indeed. She needs to charge in order to get more. I'm gonna bring just... Actually, Silver is not made for this formation. She prefers to run... let's see here. She actually prefers to run the Hurricane one. But if I run the Hurricane one, I actually have to bring something like Socho in the back. For people that have the Global Axe doll, can bring her as well. But the enemy is not weak to blunt, is it? It's Pierce, Slash, and Shadow. 1 second. I think that character that works here. Let me filter again. Slash, Pierce, and Shadow. Mr. Sheng says, yes, being busy with work and school, but I was looking forward to whenever your content comes out. No worries, Max Sheng. Just an observation. It's nice to have you around. Albert solos easily. Oh yeah? slash piercing shadow. Mario Hardy, welcome, my friend. This time we are streaming a little earlier than normal, so you can stay more time, huh? We do an extra time attack. Of course, of course. Both do chase attacks. Green Hill is good too, with just her Triumvirate. I think that Dark is better because he's going to die pretty soon. Let's just get Dark here. You like Misty for the recoil? But then we have to use a different formation, right? Let me just test this one that gets more damage for Silver. And I'm gonna try something that uses Misty. 5 Dark? I cannot use 5 Dark. Purple Game says, I have not played this game in 2 years. 2 years? Really? Do you make videos on YouTube? Because your name suggests that. You have 5? Oh yeah, I have all. I'm a fan of Darkin, of course. Of course I am. Let's bring some trash here, like some ape styles unequipped. Soji has very low endurance. You have not played in 2 hours? Oh, 2 hours is not that much. He doesn't play in 2 years and you don't play in 2 hours. No, I'm not that big of a fan of Albert. I guess I prefer him than some other characters, but I'm not that big of a fan of him. I like his styles here and there. In this game, I really like Darky. It's one of my favorites. But I never got Darky in my runs of Minstrel Saga. So far, but I will. One day. Okay, we are set for this, right? Oh, forgot to inherit my Vandalize attack. Do we drop the lowest damage cap to receive most drops? We don't know. I don't know. I think some people were saying that you only need 300,000 on Discord, but I don't know. We kind of have to test it out. Daniel Pinheiro is here. Welcome. Good night. It's usually 600,000, but there was some difference recently. I don't believe you, man. Remember how you were like, I'm gonna get Sif, then you got Sif, and you were like, Albert. I like that attack he has. It's different. I like the gameplay of the character, not exactly the character itself. I think Albert's just too standard. Visually. Well, he does have some wings on his back, but I don't think he's that cool. Oh yeah, 600,000. 600,000. Is that the maximum? Yobuko Squid. I think I should also use something to decrease the resistance of my characters, like unequipped Silver. At least this version is not the one that has a bigger defense. So the next banner is a must-have on. We are going to Lion. It's more about the value of the investment. That Galahad, it's very cheap. You're probably gonna get him. So he's the only one on a banner. When we're getting these new banners, we have like 3 styles that combines for 3% chances on the newest styles, and then we have 2% chance of off banners. That is if you are using free gens, of course. But in the end, you're gonna have to spend a low amount of gens to get the character, and the performance of the character is good enough to justify that investment. Well, Silver evades, that's not a good idea. She doesn't die. I think we should change the formation for the person to be in the front, and they get aggro. The formation is the one that increases the damage to the most for a frontal martial arts. That was the reason. But maybe you have to reduce a little of the damage to get the most of it. My stab in the back's not fully maxed yet. Should be able to counter multiple. No, but I don't want to counter. I want to just deal a certain amount of damage and die. That's the best way to do raid. Countering just makes it even longer, and we don't want to make this a long fight. I have to remove the equipments, but I didn't enjoy it as much because she's just evading. And I don't want to evade. Red Mage is interesting to use Dark Wash in auto energy drain, but then he is not going to die. See? We usually go for quick farm here, and you have to die fast. You only need to reach the high amounts of damage once, and then after that, just die as fast as possible. Oh, your Silver is maxed at HP already? Yes? I was using her so much. Silver's Law is on the top now. Now, Silver is one of my favorite characters of this game as well. She's more fun than Liam, for example. So, who could do a lot of damage and just die beside Thiago? I don't have Thiago. Madeline is probably gonna do lots of damage too. Misty will do around 300,000 at most, I guess. Didn't even use her own Minstrel Song. Shaking my head. Minstrel Song, you get her just too close to the end of the game. You have to start from scratch, and it was too late for me. He 260 damage itself too. Yes, you were right. But it will try to self-heal on the next turn. And I believe it's a fast attack that self-heals. So you have to die on that specific turn. Yes, Rev Max is just cheap. Always has enough VP to use. But it's slash damage. Let's see how much we get just from this. Now I think it's good to have something like Magia Fight. About Socho. Socho is nice, he self-kills, but he's not strong as the boss itself. His attacks are not effective as he could have been. 60G also does 25% chance for damage blocks, so he'll stay alive sometime. Indeed, there's the 25% chance. I was forgetting about that. Albert seems to be the best one here, I guess. But let's test at least 260G for full damage setup. Merrick, welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for our video on making the game size smaller. Was worried I would have to quit after the next update. Really? See how these things are just insane? You know what? When making content, sometimes you see, nah, I'm not gonna do this video because it's just too on the face. Everyone knows this, right? But that's not true because some people just don't have the time to check some stuff. I was thinking about making videos on my native language about some devices about internet and behavior, how to not get betrayed by content creators, how to not fall in scams, because a lot of things you say to yourself, nah, people will not fall for this, but they fall because they just don't have time to do research. Life is just too hard these days. You don't have enough time to check everything. And sometimes you just believe in people that are saying things on the first YouTube video you watch it. That's not really good. And I managed to find a lot of different things that people do these days to scam people around. Things that are not shared in the internet, so I was thinking about doing that just to see the results. But I will have to expose myself a lot, because I will have to show how people scam others around. 260G, media also does another attack after using a skill, but it's a chance, right? Inherit Laser, I think he won't heal. He will, because he will be on a... No, it's a she. Will always be on critical HP. When you are on critical, you will want to heal. That's really bad. The characters are just not dying. Wish we could just run a squad with less characters. We can't. Let me test Albert here. Albert is on max STR. I was training him to get the last 3 points in Let's check how much he has right now. 213. With all the equipments, 507, Albert. That's cool. Albert does it. Albert should be more than enough, right? Now let me remove the equipment of everyone. Even Albert. It does reduce a little of his STR, but I don't care. Actually, I should even remove the accessories. Solo on 600 to 700,000. Do we know the minimum score to get all the rewards? Well, it was super helpful. I installed an emulator on my computer just to make sure I had enough space for the future, but your video saved the day. Oh, thanks, Merrick. You see, it's because people don't have enough time to do research or try things for themselves. Life is too harsh. Raid. Let me name this as Raid. 2 millions. You got 2 million. Nice. You just reached the max reward. The octopus reminds me of SaGa Frontier 1. The Marsh. It's based on that. It even has Maelstrom. I think the coloring makes it look too much like a transparent. I don't know if the original was too transparent, was it? Ah, you were just replying at 2 million to get everything. You can get to 214 now with a 3 times or 4 times spot, even more. Boy, just do 400. It's a lot, Albert. This enemy has more physical or more magical attack. We can try to decrease their endurance or will to take even more damage too. But I guess it just relies on RNG. Sometimes he just won't kill people. Each characters can 1 IQ themselves. Socho, Coppelia. Yeah, Coppelia, but she does not have, well, Pierce attack that deals recoil damage. Only blunt. You average 2.2 to 2.7 million on auto without remembrance weapons. Okay, we can make squads to help out reaching the max damage, but it's better to just think about what you do after we finish the Conquest as well. Rabbit double S AoE attack. Yes, full AoE attack, but that's bad here. Well, Albert got himself to 600,000. But we need to be sure how much damage we need to get all the rewards. Oh, I have a healer. Turn 3 is a good time to die. Albert didn't die yet. Screen Guard's not helping. Oh yeah, Jorg's here. Forgot about that. Hey Mac, welcome. Finally dead. Without auto, I hit 4.4 million, but yes, Albert star on this. New silver with Vandalize is good too. I agree. Human Kazinski can damage the part with triple S attack. Indeed, I skipped all the self-damage dealers, besides Misty. I skipped Kazinski, Ludwig, Thiago, all of these shadow damage dealers. I already have Rouge. I mean, I have shadow damage for years. There were both versions of that octopus, one in the story of Asimos, which was purple, and the other one that's light blue. Well, the colors here don't look like any of the ones you're mentioning. Michel. Is it Michel or Michael? Mikel. Depends on the country. Misty won't do that much damage. I don't think she's gonna even land 300,000, to be honest. Let me give a look on my characters. Now, in this final island, I realize how few shadow damage dealers I have, so I have to invest in some for the future. I see. Shadow damage is kind of the hardest stage to do. I did a different squad on the last Final Island video using Talon. But it's very different. Way different. The hardest one. Enemies also have lots of HP, I don't know why. Now let's try to make a squad that just breaks the bank on auto. What is the best formation to run? Probably Rainbow Rangers, because this one will decrease hindrance. You can take advantage of 4 different slots. If we are to use this, Albert will be on the STR position. I'll try Madeline later as well. The newest rock bouquet will shine here, but I don't have her yet, so guess I'm gonna run Rouge in the Shadow slot. I guess it's a very popular character as well, so people will just be able to get the damage they want. Pretty popular character. Is everyone rolling for Bald Ice Cream Man today? It's not today, it's tomorrow. But I am. I'm gonna do single paid dailies till I get the character. Hopefully it's soon. I think it's one of the best ways to get him with paid singles. Yeah, it gives you the best investment. I think. Is it? So this... I need a Dexterity character, right? Dexterity character. Who will that be? I can use Darkit. I think Darkit is the best because he's just going to self-kill. We can use the UDX version so that he can use the attack 2 times. This one won't be able to. That is if he stays alive. And Silver, that's the best setup. And we'll bring a buffer that can run on auto. Who will that be? Maybe Sif. Like we saw, the Global Axe Silver will do a little more damage. Now, who will be our buffer? Best buffer on auto, I really believe, is Sif. Because she also does damage. But she buffs Will. Who can be? You can also run Matriarch, but Matriarch heals. But in this case, it's actually good if we are just aiming for the tops. If that is the case, maybe using the Global Axe Dark is better. Is there a critical against fish in the blue forged weapons? I guess. I'm not entirely sure. Don't have those things in my memory yet. But, guys, do we have any other buffer? Am I forgetting about it? Well, there is Nora. But to be honest, Matriarch is the best because she buffs Dexterity, STR, Intelligence, it's all we need. Everything we need. She also hits for the enemy weakness. It will be even better if you have the newest Matriarch. Because after using Shining Glory, she can still use the other fast attack that boosts damage. But I didn't have the character yet, so let's do it different. I have this staff for Rouge. New Muse buffer soon, pretty soon. How many? I think 1 month and something. I said I'm gonna change his version to the Global X. Okay, let's just leave him like this. Leon's girlfriend. You mean Anya? Anya here? Why you want Anya? Ah, you mean to buff passively? Yeah, she's also a pierce damage dealer. Makes sense too. Do you think we'll get a Global X banner next week? It's not impossible, because we are now on anniversary territory. I think 22 is the anniversary, right? After Galahad, there's only time for one more banner. So it may be the case. What do we do here, Rouge? Do we get Dark Wash? Is it better to use Dark Wash? I think I'll just get Darkness Bolt. He will self-scale. Since UDX Silver will buff her BP more often, I'll have to test both versions to see what we get. Will Albert get, oh, I have to inherit his STR buff. More uses of left fork if I give BP, yes. But then I think I'm gonna get at least one. No, it's not a guarantee to get Everlasting Butterflies. Okay, let's get the skill 000 Gleaming Slash. I get minstrels, mech, humans, plants, insects, werewolves, beasts, dragons, and reptiles, not fishes. So, not for now. We have a next type that will add different criticals. Maybe it's for the next. Let's run. There's another set of SaGa teammate cards coming up, I believe. Yeah, there's one more set. That's why it may not happen. But maybe before the month ends, we get a Global X. Oh, people are on wrong positions. Rouge will heal. Indeed, New Flux. But this time here, it's more about maximum damage, although this can still be a problem, huh? Also, welcome. How are you? Saw that you were excited for Final Fantasy 16, right? I am for once excited for Final Fantasy game as well. I really didn't like Final Fantasy 15. Also, equip armors for faster clears. This is just for maximum damage. I will just bring the other formations thinking about ease dives in different squads. This one, I want to survive all the 5 turns to help out reaching the required amounts of damage as faster as possible. Rouge, Rouge, Rouge. Well, I want to run with you at least once. And maybe, instead of running Darkness Bolt... Well, let's run this first. Hello, Emilio. Welcome. Mingus Dark. Hey, chat and share. Can you teach me funny? But nothing Portuguese. I want to look bilingual. I cannot say naughty stuff on this stream. I'm a family-friendly streamer. It's not just because I want. I can talk a lot of stuff in real life, but it's because YouTube prefer you family-friendly content. I have nothing against that. But, well, I don't even know what to suggest. Final Fantasy 16 is so hyped, waiting to release date to play. Even some YouTubers got invited, like, for an event, man. Some of those that I follow, even. That probably is too cool for them. Release date's coming up. Pretty soon. My friend said that he's going to disappear from life. He's just gonna finish as soon as possible to not get any type of spoiler. Culture is like that these days. People just hype things, and then if you don't watch or play it as soon as possible, somewhere you see a spoiler. Either on your Google Discover, on your cell phone, or accidentally on Twitter, Facebook, and in socials, you're gonna get some spoilers. Sadly, that's how life is now. And double get a Global X Blue before UDX coming up, but that will be neat. I don't think we're gonna get Global X Blue because there's a Future Blue already. Rouge was a different case because he didn't have any future style, so they released one to fill the blanks. Cher, what do you call the squid in Portuguese? It's the squid. You know, when you speak the two languages, sometimes you forget the meaning in one language. Wait. Now you confused me. Oh my god, I forgot how to say that in Portuguese. My native language. Ah, okay. It's Lula. But there is a variation of that. But it's usually Lula. Yes, Lula. The same name as our president. So this squad did around 4K. Lula. Yeah, if I say that, I got political. I don't like to talk about political stuff in YouTube. Really don't. We live on extreme times, my friends. Quadruple strike, that's what? Mikhail attack? Any highlights for upcoming? What do you mean? For new banner? The last Perfector banner? Beautiful Slayer says, yeah, my jewels are not ready for the upcoming banners. I will always go all in on Rock, Volcano, and Joe. I think they will keep those banners as most desirable ones, but we don't know what they're gonna buff for the last. 4 million on Auto. Could be better. I think I need 1 BP with Ardor to use the left fork again, right? That's right. Let me change the BP cycle off. Rouge. Maybe we'll get more. Well, I see, I was not sure how Global X worked. Wonder who will be next, saving my gens for the last day just in case. Then I'll get Matriarch. Now the newest banners won't last for the whole month, only 2 weeks. When we got Rock, became Matriarch banner, they were like for 1 month, so you could plan. Now we have a short window to plan ahead. Quark double A attack. Breaking the rules of the game here. To be honest, we don't really need to use this sacrifice attack with Darky. We can instead use something else with 8 BP cost. We have. Or else he's just going to die. That attack's better for situations where you need a little extra damage. Since this boss is also weak to Pierce, you don't need to use it. Matriarch is healing, yes. She was helping out reach the 4 million. I used bullet chip formation with the previous Teacher 60G with the glider Inherit. Inian with Note, Tower Diana, Mega Pierce, and the 2 damage dealers I have, Global X Dark with Instant Q and the top brass. How much damage you got in Infinity News? See, Dark is dead already, and that is bad. Yeah, let's change his attack. Dark A. I think I have an APP skill. We can use either Golden Note or Mega Trust Plus. With Mega Trust Plus, you have a perfect cycle. You're trying to not die. Right now, yes, this squad is for highest amounts of damage. I will show one squad with the highest amounts of damage. Just to help out kill the boss as soon as possible. You're going 1.5 to 1.75 million. That's okay. We need 2 million to get all the rewards, right? You're getting pretty close. Say that you don't lose that much damage to justify using the other attack with Rouge. Now, I also believe UDX Silver may be better. Because she will use Vandalize more often. Let's see how many times we use Vandalize on this setup. On turn 1. Million, thanks for the info. Go back to the drawing board. Yes, to get all the mission quests. For the best ones, it's up to 1 million. Most people get. Okay, turn 3 we have Vandalize again. I think the UDX will be capable of attacking 4 times with Vandalize with some good RNG. Shining. No, this is terrible. Oh yeah, Albert will never get back into using his left fork skill. Forgot about that. Let's see what we can do. You know agility doesn't help Vandalize damage, right? I forgot about that, my friend. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding. Oh, streaming already? I was watching the review. Yes, because we got the raid boss unlocked, so I said, why not? I believe most people are also free on this time. I would prefer to stream around this moment as well. Because that way, you know, I will have time to spend with wife. She reaches home around 9 p.m. Let me also change this silver version. So our missions already got those with some lucky combos on survival. That's good enough. So you can do highest amounts of damage just to help out people. In the end, Albert does a good start, but does he really stay strong? We have to change the formation then. Albert just needs the left fork and he paid his due. I don't know, man. It's a very strong opener, but then after that, I think there's people that will do more. So mad I never got UDX Silver, only have the Global X1. You will not feel that much, I guess. It's still good damage. Joker is crazy good with some RNG too. It's good since here you don't really need to reach always the same damage. I will remove Albert, but who can use it here on the intelligence position? Some explosive damage. Shadow Pierce. Slash. Newest Rock if I had her, right? I don't have the girl yet. Sadly, I still don't have the character. You can make this poke a full Nage as well. But I hope that he does not need to revive someone. Let's see what happens here. He's going to buff damage. Is BlueStacks best for emulation on SaGa UniverSe? It's clashing a lot recently. I don't know if it's clashing in some other emulators as well. But I really like to use it. Joker's crazy good. New Rock, BlueStacks. Max Shang says, okay, I gotta head out. Thank you, Share, for the stream. Thank you so much for all the help, Max Shang. Have fun. Till next time. Shido's using LD. Is it crashing on LD as well? I didn't remove. Doug, I'm only sort of here because I'm about to be cooking. Ah, nice time for cooking. Tell us what you're cooking. But log in to give a like. Thank you so much, Doug. Helping the algorithm. Guess I'm gonna back to Rouge as well. Never crashed? Really? Never ever. I'm getting crashes like 5 times a day now. Oops, no. Time for some ScherBR cooking tips. I'm not a really good cooker, to be honest. I want to become one. Merrick says, I'm running Amazon with new Polka for heals plus counter and tentacle attack. UDX Silver, Albert, newest gen, and UDX Laura. About 2.2 million to 2.7 consistently, sometimes 3 million, but I don't have Remembrance Set weapons yet. That's really good, Merrick. You should be happy. LD crashes more since last patch. So Shido says it never crashed? Shido, you're lying? Neoflux says that it crashes. Nick says Skeleton King does 500k to this with Remembrance Great. 500k? With one attack? Bro, I'm about to grab my Sei. Haha, that sounds amazing. I wanted to have King Sei. He's such a cool character, huh? Sensei's mine almost never crashes. On LD? We were talking about this on the Discord server, but I'm running free for all. No rim weapons, no screw guard to get the sweet 2.2 to 2 million and die on turn 2 and 3. Nice. Sensei's that BlueStacks almost never crashes. Mine is crashing like 5 times a day, but I run the game like almost all the time. So there's that. Sadly, Matriarch just got critical HP. Someone is going to heal her. And that's probably gonna be Rouge. 100 billion down. Indeed, Doug. It's not gonna take much. By tomorrow, it's gonna be dead. I always feel bad in SaGa Frontier 1 and I choose Kusanagi over Sei. He's a monster there, and not many people like monsters. No healers. Instead, I'm using Misty and Ko to kill my team. Yeah, I think it's better to bring Misty than Rouge in the end. Rouge will help get more vandalizes with Silver, but... it's not that, stable anyway. Sage, Thiago, Kuni, no Joker, good multi-turn damage here. Oh yeah. Especially with Thiago killing the team. Mick says, sorry, had Shining Glory and Polka buff before hitting using Rainbow. Ah, nice. You can use your Matriarch on the agility position if you want to. Buff before as well. He'll keep the minion strike safe and he keeps turning back to a skeleton. Oh, really? 4 minion again. Let's change Rouge and get Misty. Infinite News says, so kind of topic, but is SaGa UniverSe doing well as a gacha game? Is it going to be like those older dead Square Enix gacha games? No, well, it's okay to ask this, and I actually need to make a video just talking about the situation because I guess many people are afraid of the game dying. But, well, to be honest, not right now. There's way too many good signs of the success of this game. It's not really a real success, but Square Enix look on this game different than it looks on other games because they are trying to sell the franchise. They want to make people recognize the brand. SaGa as a brand is unpopular on the West, and they want to change that. It's not just the West, but Taiwan, Korea, and other Chinese countries as well, because it's still a franchise with many games. So making it better, no, will allow them to sell more of the console games as well. Let me just get Misty here. So it doesn't need to be a big hit. It just needs to pay itself. And it's probably paying itself since they are investing a lot. Like, I'm getting many ads, and people say that they still get ads in some other gacha games showing UniverSe. If they are investing on ads, it makes that sense that they still believe in the success of the game. And I open my another Eden account, and every day I see UniverSe ads. Also, they are making Global X content. When you have Global X characters in a game, it means that they are still thinking about the success of that as well. Let me see where my weapon is. This one. So you should not think about the game dying anytime soon. We are having a 3rd anniversary celebration. They made Global X content with this community event, and they will be making even more. So it's free to say that the game is going to last for a while. Just trying to use a proper boss team on Conquest rate. Yeah, kinda. I'm gonna use something else because this Poké will just revive. That's not that bad, I guess. Let's go again. The anniversary sight's a good, healthy sign, in my opinion. Indeed, exactly as I was saying. Final Fantasy, especially 7, needs to make stupid amounts of money. Yeah, because, you know what? For gacha games, they're a big story for Square Enix. For example, they had that Final Fantasy... forgotten the name. The gacha that used the card. What's the name of that one again? It was even released on Steam. That was about Warrior of Light. That gacha game that was fully 3D was using some heavy... The Mobius Final Fantasy was being designed with Ishinori Kitase on the dev team. Look, they were using some of their biggest workforce in that game. Here on UniverSe, they hired a secondary company called Akatsuki. And we just have producers on Square Enix side. So they don't use all their force to keep this game alive. But in Mobius Final Fantasy, they were using Ishinori Kitase, man. The game was just wasting their potential. Now we have Ishinori Kitase working on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I mean, Rebirth and the sequel. So, the game could not last too much using heavy people. But in this case, we are using Akatsuki dev team. Doesn't hurt the dev team for Final Fantasy. And Sing says, for this game, it's easy to say yes, but at the same time, Square Enix is trying to make sure people know about SaGa. Indeed, they want to invest on getting the franchise more known. Fieldful Slayer says, I really appreciate this SaGa in a sense we've been getting on the past few years. I always felt the series was underappreciated. It was because it was too convoluted. I guess the problem with SaGa is that the game it doesn't explain itself too much. Not a single SaGa game explains itself too much. And that's bad. I guess people want to be taken by the hand to play games. Not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing, it's just that if you teach the players well, it's more likely that people will play, that they will enjoy. You can have obtuse game design, it's not a problem. For me, but for many people it is. And if they don't understand the game design, they just don't want to play for long. So I guess that's why SaGa Frontier and Romancing SaGa games were not that popular in the West. But people like that as well, but it's more of a niche community. They like to experience and play hard games. Remember that Fire Emblem was not translated in English because they thought the game was too hard for Western audiences. Remember that? Oh man. Newest Fire Emblems are easier. So they are more globally accepted. Since says Final Fantasy will be fine, on the other hand, I just want you to remember that this is a live service game, just be mindful. See, the game just crashed. I'm saying that the game is crashing a lot recently. Shida was also saying that Kingsey eventually becomes some type of unicorn, so Kusanagi did. Yes. I missed that message. I would say that the big thing on this game is that it's not nearly as predatory as War of the Visions and Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. That's really cool as well. It's one of the few gacha games that's not predatory, and it's good that I can cover a game that does not hurt the finances of people as much as it could have been. One day I want to make a video kind of asking for personal opinions on what I think about gacha games as a whole, but I'm not that worried because it could have been so much worse. Infinity Nose says, think Sherry just got burned about Dragon Quest games closure, and some Dragon Quest tech just want to drain our wallets. Infinity News, do you still play Dragon Quest tech? I think that one can survive a little more, but I would not bet on it surviving to... Oh, the game crashed again! 2 crashes. Nier is also on the urge of falling out. I don't know if that game will survive for too long. Nier Reincarnation. That game is also made by a different company, if I remember correctly. Dragon Quest Tact is made by who? Is it internally? Red Rider says, I'm also sad that Mobius died. Many people love that game, I understand. Merrick Gusset says, in my opinion, this is one of the fairest gachas I've played as a free-to-play player. Also one of the most colorful cast of characters that was enough to recommend. Yeah, this is a gacha. This is like one of the best ways to engage the community. There is a character for everyone. You know that we did less damage with this formation than before, right? We did less. Let's run once more. Like Suikoden is another type of franchise that will just be amazing as a gacha because there's diversity. You can play as gods, as not in Suikoden, but in UniverSe you can play as gods, as deities, as a chef, as a monster, as a dragon, as a bird, as a, I don't know, a ceramic jar. It's pretty cool when you have diversity. I really like that. It's a game for everyone, and everyone will enjoy in a different way. Since asking how many people you know SaGa. That know for real and we're playing it. Only one friend of mine was playing. The other one only knows because I talk about the game from time to time. J-Prack is asking, who's all pulling for the goatee body? I am pulling for it. For sure. Starlight Orbit says, people complain Final Fantasy is too linear, but they struggle when playing SaGa games. You know what? People like side quests, but the usual side quests, fetch quests, and things that are just kind of too common on UniverSe, on RPGs. They also like big cities. I don't like big cities, but that's because I have some, you know, perfectionism in HD, and I have a problem when I reach big cities on RPGs. I usually stop playing a little because it's overwhelming for me. My mind cannot process so much stuff on the same time. I remember when I was playing Final Fantasy IX, one of my favorite Final Fantasies. That one I struggled, but I needed to force myself because I like it so much. I remember playing the card game. Every time I reached a new city, like Alexandria, and all the side quests took like 10 hours. 10 hours to do everything. And I was like, man, 10 hours is too much. I want to get back on track. I don't know if I like this. I actually prefer Shadow Hearts game design, where the cities are small. There's not that much people to talk to. But the ones that you can talk to actually talk about things that matter. You know, you have a city that has 3 screens only. I actually prefer that. That may be just me. Mick says, I just bailed out from Final Emblem Heroes like 3 months ago. I don't know, just lost love. It's too much of a game based on, you know, waifus and fan service. I don't know. I noticed it too soon. Orbit, Final Fantasy 13 is a hallway simulator. For some people, yes. Final Fantasy 10 is an open world, but only halfway through. That's the same thing with Final Fantasy 13. They even have the same design team. I mean, not totally the same, but they share some of the same people. And the thing with Final Fantasy 13 is pretty similar. You start the game limited, but then you open later. And then you have some side quests to do. Nothing really amazing, but you do open the world later. Grand Pulse. Mine crashes when I play ads. Mine crashes many times when I play ads. Cher just going to throw a single or two on Galahad, because why not? Of course. And I'm not going to get anything. Because if I say I'm not gonna get, I'm gonna get. The game knows when I want something and just makes me feel bad by not getting. Okay, so we did more than 100 million. I think the past squad was much better indeed. Guys, we made our squad worse. The one game I wish did better with Star Ocean Amnesis. I love all the Trials games. That game was a little ahead of its time. I like it. This attack is only fire or fire and slash? I forgot. It's only fire. That's stupid. Why I was using this? But the problem with that Star Ocean Amnesis is the whole idea of gacha games on JP. They want you to play only that game. Star Ocean Amnesis events were just badly balanced. They wanted you to play like 6 hours a day to clear the shop. 6 hours a day. The co-op was too much, required too many time, and I stopped it. And you needed some resources in order to get your character maxed, and they would take so much time to farm. So much freaking time. You're saying playing a gacha game like devoting your time to an item. That's kind of like that. They are, you know, a little obsessed with you. Remember that obsessed girlfriend trope? That's kind of like what they do with gacha games. They say, now you shall only have time for me, nothing else. Infinite Nose says, I played Tactile a lot in the first 2 months of it starting, but that game is so unuser-friendly and hates players. Imagine you have drop hates below 1%. It also needs duplicates. I tried to play the game, I think it's actually has a good base, but man, I could not play for too long. The only other gacha game I play is Genshin, however, I don't spend on that game either. However, I enjoy that as an exploration adventure game. I always play gachas casually to avoid the pressure of FOMO. FOMO is a nightmare, my friend. It can destroy lives, and I used it to have FOMO. I remember playing up to 4 gachas in the past, and the FOMO was destroying me. I felt like I needed some characters, and I was spending too much time. I think the worst was the time I was spending on it. It was not even just the money, the time spending inside the game. Now I work with UniverSe. It's also my job. I don't know how it means to other people that just play it for fun. But since I take that as a job as well, the time I spend here is okay. It's always okay for me. Human female is not bad. I think she can work well. Human female weapon. This one is good enough. She will be equipped like a mage, while Silver will be equipped like an SDR based character. Mage no, as a martial artist. Okay, Max says I did almost all the side quests in Xenoblade 3. The idea that you get to know all the NPCs in each camp made it more it's one of the best side quest designs. Yes, really like that one. Instead of Roundhouse Kick, she's going to inherit that Cat's Claw. Infinite says, I remember buying a PS4 for Final Fantasy 15 when it came out. I have not recovered emotionally yet. Also, Cher, did you know that they made Final Fantasy X3? No, they haven't. Where'd you took that from? They made Final Fantasy 13 Part 3. That they did. Arado, welcome. How are you? Cher is cooking something with Chef Poke. Some squid. Dolly says, oh, raid is pretty easy. Yeah, my team of the last 2 banners units got 3 millions easy. Nice. Probably easy with the newest rock, for example. Many of the current characters land weak attacks on this boss here. Were you saying playing a gacha games like devoting your time to an I read that already. Momo says cooking mistakes. As well. Guys, the signs are all over the stream. Soon we will see cooking with ScherBR. Better than, you know, ASMR with ScherBR. A little stressed, sorry. What is FOMO? Fear of missing out. That's exactly what we saw here. Sure, have you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh? Either the real game or any video games at all? Only play the PS1 version. I don't want to get into that rabbit hole. It's a sort of game that when people play, they just play it for too much, and well, I already devote my time too much into UniverSe to think about playing something that takes too much time. Rainbow Rangers will get lots of damage from column attack. Yeah, fear of missing out. I remember it started happening. Some people will remind about that. Brave Frontier, there was a character that was like Reindeer. What's her name? She had a very particular name. And she was the first really exclusive thematic unit. It was a Christmas unit that could just give you a buff so that all your attacks will have all 6 elements in the game. And because of that, many people just summon it. So, I remember having to purchase Google Play cards with my wife on my side, and I will enter the code, try to summon, didn't get the character. Purchase another card, didn't get the character, purchase another. I think I purchased 3 cards when I was, you know, having fun with my wife on the mall. And I had to stop just to do that. And then, in that moment, I started to question myself what I was doing with my life. Was the first really limited unit on Brave Frontier. Sin says, you want to talk about FOMO? Come play fighting games. You get hit by every overhead low throw because you cannot defend against it all. But that is not really the same thing. Shido says, since it's out, I'll leave it running while doing other stuff most of the time. Yes. The ticket system made this much more bearable for people that don't have all the time in the world. Well, we did 4 million damage with this setup, but we also got killed easily on the start, so let's run one more. We appreciate how open you are about your past experiences with Gacha. Might be a consideration for a future video topic. I'm sure others will appreciate your input in the situation. Oh yeah, thanks so much for saying that. I try to be ethical. I never said you should purchase or not gens. I always say if you have gens, this banner is good. If you have these characters, it's good. If you don't have, it's not as good. Because I always think about what people can do. Because it happened to me in the past. And I still have some guilt by covering gacha games. I still feel some guilt. And that will never go away until I stop covering gacha games in the future. But I may cover the Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis because that one is single player and has a similar design to this one, it seems. It's only about skins and weapons. And well, I kind of know how to cover gachas because of the UniverSe now. And I still have to pay bills in order to keep the channel going, but I'll probably create a secondary channel to cover that one. If I ever do. I'm not entirely sure yet. I have to play the game and get the feeling. Arado says, does he? Yes, 100% working on some stuff with Theatrium. Arado always plays musical games. Nice. Always. Anyways, I'm gonna lurk in the middle of finishing something. Thanks for passing by, Arado. No, I was destroying, but died on turn 4 for obvious reasons. Yeah, you can actually inherit that strong attack and use it with Christmas Snow if you want to survive better. You go as long as you want it to be, and as short as they make it. Yeah, it's the design type that I also then don't really like for a long-term play. Mumu says, if anyone likes Pokemon-esque games, I've been playing Cassette Beasts and it's pretty awesome. I saw the art behind the game, it looks pretty cool. Infinity You says, Brave Frontier, that's a deep cut. I got banned because I cheated to get all the characters. Oh well, don't do that, don't cheat on these games. That one even had PvP. Cheating on PvP games is not approved. Zell Knight got everyone spending on Brave Frontier. So you remember those days? Oh yeah, Zell Knight, that would increase gold drop, right? I remember. Zell Knight, he was pretty cool. They had some very nice designs. Still don't remember the name of the reindeer. Do you remember? I found her. Zeruya, I guess. Yes, this was the start of my decline on gacha games. Hello, Emerald Mara. Welcome. Max says, Dan, I think Brave Frontier was fun till my phone started lagging from all the effects and I could not even see what was happening. Indeed! Yeah, the game was running on 5 FPS, I guess, after every character had like 30 hits. Yeah, I stopped the game 18 months ago because I could not keep up with the events. Now without the rematch, I'm just running much better. See, and Shido already managed to get the best characters and he's back on action without even having to spend much, right? Since he's BR back, and if you went before I get back, take care. Thanks. I spent a lot of money on Record Keeper, and then, you know, Square Enix curse in some sense. It was a wake-up call. You know, for gacha games, you have to spin only when you're having fun, and you have to understand that this is something that will end. It's all about the timing. Now, let's do some different things. I will just rename this as a 4-medium squad. And I will try some other stuff. Do we really know how much damage we need? I don't know if anyone typed that. Also, I guess just running this silver is good enough, and I will do something here. I'll change the formation. It would be nice to have something that also decreases our status to die faster. I don't want to increase her agility so that she evades. There's not many options. Guess I'm gonna run my GF fight. Mumu says I have it on Switch, it's on most platforms, I think. Cassette Beasts? Ah, okay. Had to pass on the Ni no Kuni mobile game because they added NFTs, even though that's one of my favorite franchises. I cannot imagine the type of damage that could do to a person. NFTs is like the worst type of FOMO that can be generated, so that's a good thing to skip the game. Is it still running? Because people were talking about it on release and then they just stopped it. I also remember one content creator that just stopped doing what he was doing just to join the hype, and then after that stopped doing that game as well. It's bad to just keep, you know, changing directions all the time. I understand why people do that, but you don't keep the same audience. People will leave. Gon was saying, I was sad the Final Fantasy Record Keeper closed it down. The game was pretty cool. After it closed, I have not found a second game to play. Brave Exvius is not interesting, just don't know what other game to play. Octopath is horrible with gems. So I heard. Miracle says, no, I read that already. Beautiful Zolayer says, oh my gosh, I forgot that aspect of Brave Frontier. I had to upgrade my phone because it got so bad. I was running on very low FPS and didn't change my phone. I can do less than 600,000 to be sure about the rewards. Anyone knows? Max says that already shut down the Mana Series Gacha. The Mana Series Gacha was very bad. There were too many problems with that. The main design of the game was to run on auto a game that should be played on manual. And the amount of grind they designed it for will require too much manual to get what you wanted, and that was not cool. You know, when you were creating a gacha game, you have to think about how much time people will actually spend inside their game. If you want them to grind non-stop like crazy, it has to be autoable, like UniverSe is. But I saw many people complaining that they had some ladder events where people would get score, and you needed to play on manual to get high scores in order to get the best rewards from those events. And many people have to even play that on co-op. Like, I don't know, 5 hours a day, 4 hours a day. It's too much, man. It's a bad design. People will not have enough time to do that. Also, the gameplay loop was bad. The characters were just doing the same thing ever and ever and ever. There was not much originality in that game. Also required so many dupes. I think it required like, how many? 12? When I saw that it required so many dupes, I said, go to hell. Stay there. Then Max said that he also misses Dragaria's Lost. It was very cute, fun crossovers, and great art. Many people said that the game was a little fair, so I understand. You got that right. Shame on them for ruining what was considered the best RPG. You mean Ni no Kuni? Is it considered the best PS3 RPG? I was not. I didn't know that. Don says, when it comes to gachas, I have not found one like SaGa. This game is just too generous and you can get any character you want most of the time. Really, we get a little... Oh my god, there's a dog here. Can you hear it? Sorry. It happens every day. Infinite News says, share, just to reiterate, some reports says Final Fantasy X Part 3 is in development. Ah, okay, is in development. Yeah, it's just a rumor. I saw that rumor before, like, many times. I think now they have a little better base to say that. And based on what Square Enix wants to do right now, that is to survive by remasters and remakes, it makes sense. It makes sense that they want to make a sequel, but it also does not make that much sense because I saw reports of they remaking Final Fantasy X. So if they are remaking Final Fantasy X, why would they make Final Fantasy X Part 3? They need to make people play the original remake, then the sequel, then Part 2, and then Part 3, right? That's way too much stuff. The boss has no resistance, defense down from match, attack does not change anything, not increasing damage. Wait, what? Is that how it works, French Down? Defense down affects the resistance? That's strange. You get a little of your currency back. That's strange, French Tal. That's not how it's supposed to go. ScherBR quick without thinking. Your top 5 RPGs of all time. I always have problem in deciding about the top 5 because it just cannot allow me to talk about all the games I like, but it's about Shadow Hearts 2, Suikoden 2, Chrono Cross. Should not be Chrono Cross, but I have a personal level of attachment to that game. Shadow Hearts 2, Suikoden 2, Chrono Cross, Valkyrie Profile, maybe Lunar 2. But this is about personal level. I do believe there are better games. If I'm talking about my favorite ones, but not the top 5. This is two different things, right? Personal favorite and best games. I could say which are the best games of all time based on critical knowledge. But my favorite ones of all times are kind of those games here. I may have forgotten about one because I always forget. Defense down is not supposed to decrease the resistances. I never fully understand. I mean, I think it just defenses is a status that is used on formulae. Like, the final value that reduces the damage. It's a mitigation value. So you can make that mitigation value go to 0 and then go to reverse, becoming something that is minus instead of positive. That's what I understand from this system. I could be wrong. Emerald Marrow says, I love Shadow Hearts 2 and Suikoden 2 too. I do. Dolly says, sorry, Mom called it so late with my reply, but I don't mind spending on this at all because I tell myself I'm funding the new SaGa. Oh my god, we have Emerald SaGa to come. When will that happen? Emerald, Mera. What do you prefer, Shadow Hearts 1 or Shadow Hearts 2? And about Suikoden, some people prefer the first one. J-Prax says, I took all the story gens and 4 gens possible. I only ever managed to max Duran when they released that busted Calvin. See, and then your maxed character is gonna be replaced and outclassed so fast that you will just feel bad about spending so much maxing a character that just doesn't matter anymore. Those gachas are too predatory. Match defense down does increase damage. J-Prax just said. Oh man, a no high protect tension team. Well, I believe you're just bringing one full damage dealer would be the best case scenario. Chiago is the better one. Ah. Okay, she's using the right formation. The Dragon Stance Axe who use 3 times Cross Break. Indeed. Emerald Marrow says I prefer Shadow Hearts 2, a huge improvement in the gameplay and plot. Indeed. Some people prefer the first one because of the atmosphere, being pretty unique. There's no many games with that type of atmosphere. But I also prefer Shadow Hearts 2, of course. I share sentimental values with Final Fantasy VIII. I think it's the best Final Fantasy ever. And no matter what people say, I always play it yearly. Even tried to randomizer, and it was so fun. I don't like the magical system of Final Fantasy VIII, like many people. And I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy VII to begin with. One game I forgot to mention. Final Fantasy VI. It's one of my top games of all time. It has to be on my top 5 because it's exactly something that made me like JRPGs. Was actually the first real JRPG I ever played. Love it to this day. There's no increased damage between the triple attack from Claudia. You said that you are using Matcha and then using Claudia 3 times and it's not increasing the damage. But the enemy is even weak to Pierce. That doesn't make much sense, French Town. But the increase is pretty small. It's usually 5%. It's between the error range. Like, there's some RNG in the damage, and it changes between 9%. It can just be 4% minus or 5% plus. No, then the stream bugged out, and I have been 2 minutes behind OJ Prek. You're lagging. You're using mini multiple attacks, no changes. Maybe this mechanic's not fully implemented. There's some bug behind. But it's cool to have a game that you have a personal investment. Like, I really enjoyed Wild Arms and Legend of Legaia when I was a kid. Another game I forgot to mention on my top is Xenoblade Chronicles. The original one is an amazing game as well. That made me have faith in JRPG after so many bad games in PS3 era. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is amazing. I mean, who doesn't love Rhine? It's Rhine time. I'm really feeling it. Those things, they are just amazing. Did you ever play Xenoblade? Of course I did. To the end. I love that game as well. Especially Citan. I finished all Xeno games till Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I didn't finish that one. And Xenoblade Chronicles X I haven't finished yet. But all the other ones I finished. Another important game in my life is Tactics Ogre. Even the original version. Really love that game. Tactics Ogre is amazing, amazing, amazing. I remember that when I was young, I was running a quest, and I loved how theatrical that thing was. You had a cutscene before the fight, so it would just give you courage to finish the fight. And when you finish the fight, you had another cutscene, and I always love it to watch those cutscenes from Tactics Ogre. And then when you finish that cutscene, you go for a new quest, you watch another one, and it had something to always look forward to. I always loved the cutscenes on Tactics Ogre. And thinking that it was released on the Super NES originally, well, that had very good lore in everything it had. Which other character would just do enough damage to solve it? We didn't try Madeline, right? But I don't think she's going to do as much. Massimone said, I think Final Fantasy VI is the best game ever by quite a margin. Best ever by quite a margin? I don't know. Best Final Fantasy from the 16 bits by quite a margin? Maybe. There are just so many good games to say that there's a big margin between the first and the second. But you can always have, yeah, sorry, it's your opinion and I should not be saying that, but it's just discussing this. Does he says, I totally agree about Final Fantasy VIII Neos. I played Final Fantasy VIII with my 2 best friends, so it holds sentimental value for you. You see, many games just hold sentimental value for me. I remember Lunar 2, and I kinda don't understand why people don't talk much about that game and why only the first one got so many remakes, because when I was young, I loved the epilogue of that game and all the journey. It's amazing. I mean, it made me feel like I was reading a book. It's just so nostalgic for me. French Town says, or maybe there is a cap for defense now. There is a cap, of course. But J-Prac managed to get lots of attacks before it capped. Beautiful Slayer says, did you play the Chrono Cross Remaster? If so, how would you feel about the job they did? I did not play the remaster. I launched it just to see the results, and it's okay, I guess. Could have been much better, but seems like Square Enix does not know how to do AI upscaling. Could have been worse. And now they updated so that you have 30 FPS most of the time on fights. Because it ran it on 13, 15 FPS. It was pretty terrible. But I just love the soundtrack and art of that game. And also the plot behind the reason why you died in one world, in the other one you were just alive. I mean, when you reach the end of the game, it's just convoluted. The real explanation of everything doesn't really matter for me, because I was already invested in a world where you are alive in one world, and in the second world, you don't even exist. So you can see what happens when you are not there. That is my personal investment, because I was a little depressed when I was younger. Hence why I love Chrono Cross a lot. It's just too unique. But there's a lot of flaws. Chrono Trigger is the best game. But I have a personal level with Chrono Cross. Share beat Spiral Corridor 150 last night and I'm hitting the raid boss with you. Nice, Retanus. Congratulations on finishing. You notice the biggest difference on high power attacks, Tal? As well. Because 5% increase in a low power attack doesn't change much. Do you have a favorite SaGa character, Share? Yes, I did reply to that on my last live stream, my grind and chat, and my favorite SaGa character on UniverSe. That means that I don't care about the lore. It's Darky. And who was the second? I even forgot now. My god, I have very bad memory. But let's say Darky is one of my favorite characters, and Polka. Yes, Polka was the second. Now, for the console games, my favorite one is Miriam Gustave. I never played and finished SaGa. I actually only launched the game to see how it was, and it didn't impress me, so I stopped it pretty soon. Well. We're getting all the rewards here, but I don't know where it stops getting rewards. Starlight Orbit says Xenogears will always be my favorite. It was just so nice because they had some very adult theme behind that one. You know, there's a couple when they do stuff in that game. They never show the scenes on RPGs. It was so amazing. The gameplay was pretty cool as well. I enjoy Citan. It's one of my favorite characters of all time. Citan really is one of my favorite characters of all time. It's not Faye, it's Citan. Legend of Legaia is great. Legend of Dragoon too. All the legendary games, huh? Gon says Final Fantasy VI needs a remake. Kafka was pretty funny. It was. Kafka is pretty similar to the same boss, forgot his name, of Suikoden 2. Madeline's not really cool because she just self-kills. Let's not bring her. You skip the last immediate full, you're a fake fan. No, I'm a real fan, but I have to pay bills. You cannot be a fan if your bills are on debt. I prefer to be a fan from distance. I can play the original game. Neil says, honestly, I was so strapped for SaGa games that I played the Echi. Ah, okay, the SaGa system. Many people talk about this game, but I never played. Which other character you guys think will work well here? Lunar was awesome. The second one is the one that I really love. The first one is good. Finished out. When I mean resistance, I mean physical and magical resistance, not weaknesses. Or maybe I don't understand at all. All the hits are 99k. Second hit can be a bit mass than the first, etc. Because Claudia self-buffs on the first hit, yes. But it's a 5% increase, so there's some RNG value there. And Lunar 2 was legendary. Hard agree on wondering why I never got a remake. I think they never made the first remake a success, so they didn't have many excuses to go for the second. He got a remake in GBA and another one on PSP. But I think those two games didn't sell enough. Skip the last Emilia for you're a fake fan. Oh, it's forgiven when you pull for Bunny Emilia. Bunny Emilia. I skipped the Pink Tiger as well, does he? Sure, you have played early Persona games, Persona 1 and 2. I played the first one. I hated the first person. Never finished, but I did finish Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. That game was pretty amazing. When I was younger, I could not understand English too well. But I tried to because I wanted to understand what was happening. And when I fully understand that there was a rumor system, I was like, oh my god, this is just too cool. I learned a lot of English just because of Eternal Punishment. I also have a very cool character in that game. What's the name of that character that attacks with coins? Baofu, I guess. Baofu. I think it's Baofu, right? Yes, it's Baofu. I remember him because he's one of my favorite characters of all time. That character is gold. It is gold. Persona 2 is a really good game. I never played it Innocent Sin. Never played Innocent Sin. I'll be a simp with Emilia though. Yes, you can have it. You can do it for me. Anyone played Persona 2? What do you think about Baofu? Baofu is nice. Paying bills makes you a fan. Being broke because it's a gacha makes you a simp. Why is Bunny Emilia so hyped? I don't think she's that good as it will be when we get to the point where we get her, but, well, we'll see. They always buff these characters. Coppelia. Not really good damage. Cool shades. Yeah, Baofu. I remember his dialogue is also pretty cool. But just his design, I mean, he really looks cool, man. He's like Rufus, but on steroids. Rated question, top 5 personal anime. Anime? Oh, Infinite News. Also join our Discord server because I have a channel where I allow people to make questions, so I will reply to them when we are live. Noel. You think Noel will work well here, but I don't have the newest Noel yet copy. Wait a minute so I think about the animes. Style is one of my favorites too. If I had Magic Tank style of his, I would have throw gems on the newest style. His Pigeon Whistle is just too cute. One of my favorite ones, and I'm still summoning for Gustav, didn't drop. LOL, top brass of Persona 2. Indeed. Are you on Discord? It's supposed to comparison of Sunder and no Sunder with Claudia. Sunder is working. Claudia can work on Auto. Let's see if she is good to be used here. One second. Okay, let's try with the best setup I have. I'll have one that relies on full HP. That's not gonna be good since she's going to take damage pretty soon. And the best second option is just... Oh! RS1 power single foe is good enough. Claudia actually has absurd damage. She's one of the top damage dealers right now. With her very 3-shot. And she has very low defense, she's gonna die super easily. She will use Reverie 3-shot on turn 1 and on turn 3. She's doing 140k with okay. It's very interesting when playing Persona 2 after it became older and noticed more things about the game. It was just too unique for my taste. The Joker that's there, it's just I don't know, terrifying. First time I played RPG with horror elements. I played Persona 2 before Koudelka. I also like Maya as a protagonist. This is the wrong formation. No! I also finished it Persona 3, but never finished it 4 or 5. Persona 3 getting a remake. It didn't change much about her damage here. With Magia fight. Even more interesting if you play Persona 2 Eternal, seeing some perspective will change when you go back to Eternal Punishment. I need to play now that Innocent Sin PSP remake was translated by fans. I think Claudia can die before she uses the best attacks. Yeah, before the second revert we shot. But she still hit 600,000, it's still good enough. How much damage does Thiago do here? They even made some mod, yes, to the games. Wife is heading back home. So we'll be here for 20 more minutes. And tomorrow we'll be live during reset time because Galahad will be here. It'll be pretty fun to play with Galahad. Whoa, Claudia getting lots of status here. And I think once we are finished with this conquest, we should move on. This is not a really good place for farming. Galahad's not today, it should not be unless I miss it out. We didn't get to download yet. How would it be today? How else you want to get Galahad? I want to get Galahad. They don't say anything on the announcement, actually. They don't. They just say soon. Event will be available soon. Why don't they say when, man? It's just 3 years and they still don't say when things will happen. I will pull for Galahad, but I will probably be doing some single pulls daily. I will not go Russian summon because I don't even have gens. But I will pull for Galahad. I was talking about trying to do daily pulls on him. I recommend doing singles. After this conquest is over and before Galahad event drops, I will try to take a game nap. You mean take some time to yourself and stop playing for a little? Majin Bobby Hill says, what's the goal for each attempt after we get our max score? Are we looking to one hit million and die? It seems like it's still 600,000. Do you know, Doug? If I will pull for Metroid, I'm already pulling. Just didn't get her yet. Does the new Great Sword Holly stun allow you to place it on the sword, or is it built into Galahad? It's for cold damage, so we work for Grey as well, but not for all attacks. Max rewards really 300k? Welcome, Jason. You're getting like 30 ranks during this conquest. The grind must end for a few minutes. You need to stop a little. But Galahad is back. You need the full power. We need to make videos about Galahad and everything. Beautiful Slayer says, at the time the Galahad's words seemed better to me. Now that we are making our own weapons, I have regrets. Yes, I recommended getting Galahad back then. He was useful for quite some time. I move it, or Gala said. Gala Triple S said. It's gonna be on the top of many farming situations. And since people will get him with the average of 6,000 gens, that's not bad. I will have to leave the stream in 10 minutes because I have to go to the market to get one thing for life. Got a HUD? More like got to have a HUD. I wonder if there's something else that could be used here. It's a pretty easy conquest raid, and really guys, after you use all of your currency here, forget about conquest. Get your 5,000 gens and move on. But the thing is here. He wants to appear on the stream to say goodbye and hi. Hi and goodbye, right, Brittany? But she always scratches my clothes. Only 75 more autos on this conquest boss and I can be free. Be free. Do like Doug. Take a free time after you use all of your currency here. Well. Leon can do slash damage, right? But I don't think that would be enough. I don't think those older characters are just too good. Yuno and Thiago do similar damage. That's what I was expecting. I will probably get a new Yuno since I'm still pulling, but Thiago was a miss. I will not be able to showcase these characters since I don't have. Can't think about anyone else that would just lead the way. It's more about anything works after that. At least not for my box. Even female has good damage, but it's more about 5 turns damage than a good opener. 60G has the problem of self-healing. Wagner's damage is not even that great. Yeah, I think I'll only talk about these units when I do the video. I'll be making a video about this conquest when we finish. And, well, I won't even make any farming besides the raid boss because, to be honest, you should ignore this because now you don't have to run the normal stages anymore. They were all terrible for farming. There was not good spot for farming up to this point. Pretty sad. Yeah, none of my characters here will make much difference. Yup. With Albert being the best one, I guess, in a way. What you can do with Albert is, instead of inheriting the STR buff skill, you go here and use something else like Fervor Slash, I guess. Or Heaven on Earth Plus. But I don't have the Plus version. Heaven on Earth Plus, it's good damage. Favor Slash is A power, right? Heaven on Earth will be S power. Compared to all the other things he has access to, this is probably the best. When I'm BBQing after the conquest, I must take advantage of this beautiful evening. Oh, I love BBQ. We love here in Brazil. So that I believe I will be finishing the stream, guys, because I have to go to the to the market to purchase some things for dinner. So I want to thank you all for being here with me during this live stream. Remember, tomorrow we have another for Galahad and new content. We will have a video about Conquest and another video about Galahad tomorrow before we go for the stream. So before we leave, please click the like button so that we get more notifications sent in the future. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I don't know where you live, but it's been a pleasure, and I really hope to see you soon in the next video. Live single pulls on stream? I don't know. Could be, it will depend. So, Cher's turn to cook. We're just gonna be making some, I don't know, this time she wanted some cup noodles. We have some food, we are going to add cup noodles to eat right beside. Thanks, Emerald Mara, see you later as well. Bye, Doug. Bye, J-Prac. Single pulls for Balgis. Good night, Merrick. Good night, French Tao. Night, Beautiful Slayer. Thank you all for being here. I guess I'll be just leaving some characters to train with my Albert. And run this one out, alright? Characters that are bad for training, like... Haha, I token. But I don't know how it's gonna be the next event, so maybe not time to train a token yet. Instead, let's bring some other characters that are bad for training. I think I'm just too far now. Useful characters. How many useful characters do I actually have? Thank you, Mac. I don't have that many good. Oh, Dowd. Well, good time to run Dowd, I guess. You're gonna get some good. Who else I'm gonna train? Goddess. Goddess is bad for training. Pretty hard to train. I think I can also train Mikhail because his best version for training is the A style. Because I don't have the other. And then... I want to train my Joe. I know she may just make the fight longer. Damage block for 2 turns, it's not something I really wanted. Maybe not now. Father is another one that's kind of bad for training, so let's leave those. It's very fast to make indeed. I like to use Cabelos de Anjo and curry sauce instead of cup noodles. That's cool. I never did that. Thank you for your guide, Saints Retanos. Okay, now I'll be leaving. Thank you all. See you later. Probably by tomorrow. Have you all a good night. Bye.